tournaments. The fact that they're bringing
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
shows that
here we go.
More comfortable with it.
G2 versus the LPL.
Yeah,
round
no Nocturne
what?
As well, which we have
Round
seen as a bit of a mainstay
4
on the ban list. The Poppy going to be taken away
this
here
year
was a bit notorious in the last game that we just saw on this stage, as the Vi and the Bard will be answered then by a Syndra. So all of these bans coming through very, very quickly. Let's see what's going to be picked.
All the flex champions are removed.
It's been a bit strange.
Syndra, Ziggs, which means that Cassio is very strong here. I feel like Cassio first pick is just broken. With Ziggs and Syndra out, Cassio flex.
And especially when you have picks like Camille running around, just a ton of value from the Poppy as we saw in that previous game. Now for G2, you look, I feel like mid lane is likely here, but they end up instead going towards the
Ezreal.
You just saw Viper have a phenomenal game on that.
All right,
pick.
well that just tells us that Hans Sama doesn't play Cassio.
We've seen traded quite often.
Yeah, seeing which one of the matchups they are going to get, but Jarvan Cassio is a pretty powerful duo if they do want to lock that one in for Tarzan and Shanks.
I'm not hugely sold on the Jarvan when the only thing you see in the enemy team is Ezreal.
The perfect answer to the Jarvan already there.
Yeah.
Let's pick Jarvan.
Let's pick Jarvan into Ezreal showing.
Value, and I just feel like Hans Summer's going to feel so comfortable
Genius.
In this situation and just not be threatened that much.
It does make it harder to pick things
like
Orianna and Victor, because they can be very susceptible.
At least, you know, if SkewMond locks in Lee Sin here, then I think AL got the job done, you know, with their Jarvan lock-in. Perk's not a part of... the roster was locked already for EWC before they made the change, so...
For G2, I think you're feeling pretty happy so far with the fact that Ezreal and Jarvan feels good. Varus has been nerfed quite heavily multiple times. So not a pick you feel a huge amount of threat.
Anivia flex is a nice response into Cassio flex, but
do well into the likes of Cassiopeia, but
I do think that what Made in Brazil did yesterday was very cool with the Anivia.
They could just pick a jungler in this situation.
With the Anivia. Dylan Falco to C9 when? You know what? If that's an opportunity, I'll call Jack and say, yo, just take Dylan Falco, bro. I'm working remotely anyway. This is an opportunity. Oh no, SkewMond Lee Sin does not spark joy.
That's a great idea.
What's Jean Reno's worst movie?
And he does.
And then Orianna coming in to pair up with that Jarvan. So again, not the biggest threat onto that Ezreal, but into the Anivia.
Pink Panther? Well, Pink Panther went hard, bro.
Often keep enemy teams at bay, but if you dive in with that Cataclysm with a Shockwave after, definitely going to cause...
Honestly, I thought Leon was a very weird movie, bro.
Yep, and also pretty comfortable when it comes to...
that didn't finish that shit,
so
bro.
Even if they are going to do some shenanigans, moving the Anivia around, you don't necessarily need to be too worried about it. So, another round of bans to come on through here. And we'll see whether AG.AL are a little bit worried about that mid lane, and it looks like they are, as the Akali is going to be taken away.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into it.
Threat of the Akali Lee Sin being able to come through. There's also picks that pair up well with Lee Sin, like
Strange movie.
Annie. You could bring out in that mid lane.
Yeah, SkewMond hasn't had the greatest Lee Sin performances. Lee Sin is a good answer into Michael Jarvan for sure.
Prioritized in the early rotation. I know it's often paired with mages, but I feel like teams are pulling away from it a little bit, just on the fact that it can be volatile. Does need
What's his name?
Do you see that Nautilus band away? Personally, I'm not a huge fan of playing.
Jean Reno is a great actor.
But
and what's his name?
Take that one away, and then
the villain.
Through from BrokenBlade.
Amazing actor too. I lost his name.
BrokenBlade had pretty phenomenal games on. If that Anivia does get put mid,
Oldman, yeah, Gary Oldman. What an actor.
Yeah, one final ban here for G2 to round out the full 5 on their side. Might be looking towards that bottom lane once again, but Nautilus already taken away, and the Braum will
be
ban. So now
Braum ban. Nautilus and Braum ban.
And will they be showing exactly where this Varus is going to be going with the top lane pick potentially for Flandre? And Shen, like
wait, Sirius Black was Gary Oldman was Sirius Black?
Because it's a flex pick as well. Kael could be playing that towards the bottom side of the map. They could flex.
Oh, last time Flandre smurfed on Shen.
And you don't
That's
necessarily
crazy.
know where everything's going to be. That will be locked away. Just not quite sure where it's
This
going.
is Shen flex. What do we ban all these supers for? Really don't understand the Braum Nautilus ban. It's very counterintuitive.
Very telegraphed, and G2 have a lot of information, but keeping their cards close to their
Yeah,
chest.
Gary Oldman, I know, as a villain, is one of the best.
Before they get to know where the Shen and the Varus are going. we'll see if they opt to put that Anivia in the top or mid. Obviously spoke about this, the likes of the Annie.
Camille.
We do eventually get the Camille.
Not gonna lie, guys. I think G2 might just be losing this game.
But
based on
we'll have, like, the
how good some of their individual players are on some of these champs.
Camille not doing too hot into Shen. Shen being a matchup that you feel comfortable taking into Camille.
Yep. We've also seen a lot of the Ezreal Camille.
This does not spark joy.
I guess less practice teams in MSI moving into this tournament as well.
You can go Leona here, you can go Rumble.
This lane, we'll see what G2 can make of it, as we do have confirmation that Anivia is heading towards the top side of the map. It's going to be the Ahri Lee Sin combo in that mid lane.
They're just sending Shen top into Anivia.
Consideration for Kael.
Thing is, G2 no nameplate, draft is fine. I'm just SkewMond, Lee Sin, and Labrov, Camille does not spark joy. That's my problem. That is my problem, my friends. It does not spark joy. While AL is playing full comfort.
On this Camille.
Yep, and now it is time to throw it over to Lou, who's got some huge brains alongside her in Doublelift and Yankos.
Yeah, what a pleasure for me to be now with the two, of course, legendary streamers of League. Thank you for joining me, boys. I mean, I am the one who joined you, but I want to have your thoughts on this draft, of course, in the early time. No AP
the two
bots,
legendary streamers.
No AP, so are we happy?
There's only two.
Because I heard a lot about it so far.
I mean, I felt like we kind of had the right idea with, banning the Poppy and trying to beat a bunch of dashes, but I think this is going to be a very hard draft for G2 Esports. I feel like SkewMond doesn't always have the best confidence on this end, and I'm looking forward whether he can prove himself or not. I think anyone 11 comp is just easier to play. They have a clear dive. They have Shen top lane with the ult, Jarvan, Orianna. Very easy to play comp, very straightforward. We might struggle a bit.
Let's see, je vais pas forcément tout vous traduire, mais effectivement, il a envie que Skew retrouve un petit peu de confiance sur son Lee Sin and on your side.
Nah, they are legendary streamers, guys. Like Doublelift and Yankos have streamed for minimum 10 years. Doublelift has streamed for 15 years, bro.
And he said, he's not that confident.
I just meant the way it was phrased was that there's only two legendary streamers and no one else. When there's Dom, Kadru, all these homies,
That's what we've seen a million times, especially against a defensive comp like that. So SkewMond kind of needs to have a lifetime game, or I think G2's really out.
Bro, how'd I get the dragon dagger that you have, bro? How do I get that as an icon, bro?
Donc SkewMond va devoir sortir une grosse game parce qu'effectivement sa compo manque un petit peu d'engage. Let's see who is right, boss. Thank you so much again for the interview, and back to the casters, back to the game.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for giving us all of that information so that now we know exactly what is going to happen. But I have a feeling that, Daniel, you had a similar idea moving into this one that what Yankos presented there, and we'll see whether AG.AL can follow through.
Yeah, I think the Lee Sin, honestly, the Lee Sin Camille, these picks volatile into what AG.AL have prepared. It's a one-way trip. You go in, you make the play, or you die. And sometimes you make the play and you die anyway. You hope that your team cleans up. So
I think that AL is favored. G2 will have to do some miracles in the 3v3 in mid lane. Sama finds a Q on somebody in the bush and spots people.
Fortunately, it's a good matchup into the Jarvan. We often see Lee Sin picked into it and kind of outplay with all that mobility, the flag and drag. But we'll have to see if he can pull it off into Tarzan, who is just an all-time legend of the jungle.
I do not know about this Dead Man All-Star event. Nobody told me. I'd love to have a Dragon Dagger as an icon.
Mid-game picks and things like that, creating some chaos and a bit of a mess. So maybe they can get themselves...
Crazy how hard Flandre committed to level 1 information. Flandre's going to be late now to top lane. Flandre dashes. He's gonna get XP for all the melees, which is nice. Whose draft you like? You can draft to competitive, but I do think that AL edge out based on nameplates playing specific champs. Can't explain why Mage's bot is so good. I'm just a watcher and don't understand why everyone's playing it. Alright. I'm going to make a note to my editor. We're gonna make it into a short.
I think Orianna is just so obnoxious as a mid laner, just being able to spam auto, W constantly. Cap's doing pretty well so far in this lane though.
So, everyone keeps asking me, why are Mage's bots so good? I'm just watching, don't understand why everyone's playing it. First and foremost, the most important aspect is the current meta game is around 3v3 mid lane. And the best champions for 3v3 mid lane are going to be strong, all-in supports. Camille is an example, Leona, Shen even. And these champions synergize best together with AP carries. And AP carries currently in isolation play very well. And the crucial detail of the champions that are being played right now is that these are champions that are not necessarily gated by levels. But even so, they get levels inside. I'll continue soon, as long as we're just going to watch Caps die here, because he can't flash anywhere. Shanks doesn't even need to flash that. Poor form from Caps. So you play in isolation, you play with TP, you have great wave clear, which means that the counterplay into you can be denied easily. Ziggs is the best example, because he can just ult the wave, no problem. Ziggs, you have champions like Syndra and Victor that are gated by CS because of how their stacking mechanics work. Which is once again champions that are not gated by levels. But even so, with the supports roaming, you get so much XP anyway. So the crucial detail is just wave clear, support pairings, and those supports being very strong in 3v3s. So if you think about the ADCs that are the strongest, you always pair them with Milio. You pair them together with, for example, Lulu, with Karma. These are not the strongest roaming supports. And mid lane is just simply too volatile because there's too many gank angles that you can pressure from, while it's so easy to ward yourself off and to defend plays on side, because ganking top is very hard if you have Pixel Bush, and ganking bot, of course, is also very hard if you can ward Pixel Bush. And that is the biggest reason, honestly. Another detail as well is that the game is relatively snowbally, and AD carries are very gated by items. There's many games where they play where they need to reach IE, they need to reach Last Whisper before they're useful. And in a meta game where there's so much engage, ADC is a class that does very poorly into full engage. And another cool detail about supers that roam is that they have no penalty after level 3 on other lanes. And the catch-up experience really slings them back into gear very, very fast. So even though they might miss experience, having isolated XP on ADC in bot lane allows you to sling back very easily. As you can see, it's just straight up a 2v2 lane on mid lane.
As well, 4G2 in that mid lane. Caps on the Ahri. The Orianna was already there. Not quite working out, obviously.
We're going to allow that comment.
But I believe from this point on, Shanks is going to be very, very comfortable, and we all know that Orianna is extremely happy just to sit there and collect minions until a few items are completed. Now Flandre going back.
Why is 3v3 around mid lane the most important aspect in the meta? As I mentioned, you can't find counterplay on sides, and if you control mid, you control access to jungle, and you control access to objectives. It's very, very hard to put pressure on sides. There's too many wards in the game.
Despite the fact they have that deficit in mid, feels really good. We actually saw Shanks hit level 6 but then reset, and that actually allowed Caps to catch up again. So he now has that Spirit Rush. He's a lot safer in that mid lane matchup. Doesn't have to worry so much. It looked like he was fishing down there to see if he could find something, but we see Kael just back away. Nothing to come from it.
Yep. All right.
Shanks was openly, insanely misogynistic with his homies on a late-night stream. That's the DW version of it.
Electrocute does come out. Caps able to get out with the Spirit Rush. But still, I feel like he's been at 150 health this whole laning phase.
Oh, SkewMond though, he has level 6.
Oh, SkewMond is 6 somehow. Good call out. The dash out. This Leona is unkillable. The CC chain on Shanks, he gets the flash off. Caps too late with the charm. Shen ultimate gets cancelled by Anivia. Alright, SkewMond actually banging a bit on the league. Good fight time here from G2, committing with Hans Sama all the way. As you can see, even Hans Sama participated in the play. Mid lane, having control over mid lane means that you are first into objectives. Oh, Chicken Little.
to his egg.
Turns into an egg.
DPS is going to be there.
Flandre.
I feel even after he does resurrect, things are
No flash on BrokenBlade.
Oh
no. Oh no. Oh, Long Johnson. That is a terrible way of going. We just got solo bowled by a Shen Long.
I think it just shows how much damage the Shen does. The fact he has so much
Yes,
DPS
it shows.
but also Flandre punishing BrokenBlade,
Yeah.
who just before stopped that channel, getting a bit of a revenge
Oof.
for that play. So we'll get a replay here.
All right. Genre no POV.
Feel very confident, but they have to deal with the Stand United. You see
The
here,
cancel on Anivia is massive. Ahri, I think Shanks should have died here. Shanks really should have died here, and then this play would have been even massive. More massive.
Still had that one in the pocket.
Yeah, I was looking for a bit of an angle there. I thought maybe he'd kicked Kael to finish the kill off, but thankfully didn't do so because he was dead to rights.
I mean, I think
as it were.
If you don't need to use it, then don't. You know, he still wants to play, still has it in pocket. Obviously in a position where if they challenge again, can set up the play with it.
All things considered, Cap's doing very well in the CS department. Thought he would fall further behind. Labrov has contested mid well. SkewMond has contested mid well.
This is what we want to see for them as players, but also for their composition. They have the setup, they have the Lee Sin, and it's like one bit of CC.
It is sad that G2's blunders have come from individual misplays.
Like winning fights around Herald, around Grubs, things like this at this exact stage.
AL is not a bad team, but they're very timid in the way they play.
I want to go back to the fact that we did think that the win
They kind of miss the essence of being able to play outside of the box.
Moving later on into the game.
That's their weakness, in my opinion. That's a taunt. Will Labrov have to flash here? SkewMond lands a Q on Tarzini. SkewMond just jumps in. SkewMond!
They take down SkewMond before he can do anything. Tarzan in a lot of trouble though, as the stun lands onto Caps, but he gets over the wall and will be able to take down the Jarvan. Labrov now with that hook shot now has the
Oh no, even Anivia's gonna die to Shen again. Solo bolo. That's the charm on Kael. Shanks leaving behind his boy. Shen has ultimate, no? Does he have ult? Oh, the Shen ult. Weird Al Shankovic. Shen ult in 2, 1. Oh, so close. Oh, G2's so lucky that they get away with this. They are so lucky. I don't know. Maybe AL played that really bad. I don't know how this fight could have been competitive after SkewMond just jumped in and died. Incroyable.
A good start to the fight from AG.AL, but G2 end up coming up huge, and now Caps 3-1-1 on the Ahri.
I don't know how SkewMond starting the fight like this. This was some my mind is telling me no shit. But my body's telling me yeah. Alright, that's all we get in the replay. The least interesting part.
Does he have another stun?
Okay, no idea what happened to Flandre. Flandre just hasn't based him forever. Does he have straight up a Titanic Hydra in base? With 2 kill? Nah, Titanic Hydra is too expensive. No way he does.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
BrokenBlade, the fact that he used the stun and the wall, it obviously set up him getting that low, but then had nothing left to stop the channel. It's still a big win for the side.
I feel like getting the ulti is about as valuable as killing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to shut down his ability to assist on the map. And honestly, if you're the Anivia, you're much happier just trapping the Shen in lane and denying him the ability.
Yeah, what's the opposite of a pocket pick? A luggage pick, like you don't unpack it, you know, it gets lost at the airport.
Yep, see what the soul is going to be as this Chemtech is going to be taken down. Shanks going to get electrocuted momentarily.
It's a basement pick, you know.
Going to be able to get this wave in a very good spot. Should mean that SkewMond very comfortably takes down this Drake. And it is going to be
It's a Salvation Army pick, you know. It's like an old thing that you kept in a bag that you then donated.
I do like it.
To be fair, before that moment, SkewMond was having a game on him, you know. Had 6 advantage, played the fight at Chickens quite well.
ahead by about 200 though, so the rest of the team doing absolutely fine. And as we mentioned before, this is kind of an okay spot for AG.AL to be if they can stabilize.
I will say though, Caps currently is in such a strong position.
All right, Titanic Hydra for Shen top.
Massive one-item spike for the Ahri. Can obviously proc
BrokenBlade
so many times
has kept the
in a
gold
fight.
equalized.
Gives you that lower ult
I do think the
pullback.
matchup was very good for
Six
Anivia.
stacks on that Dark Seal already in pocket puts him in a pretty phenomenal spot. I think obviously we talked about Shanks needing more time, but Flandre as well in the Shen.
Shanks
That's been a very
movement.
real threat in these fights, but we've seen that build definitely come online more as he gets a few more items, gets that Dusk and Dawn for the real damage threat.
Well, see how it does come along.
Who started the mid lane focus meta?
He can move away from his turret, but
Honestly, after reading patch changes and so forth, like I think, like I at least in Los Ratones, we realized instantly that everything is about mid. It's like mid needs to roam and impact the map, and you need to secure mid so it can do so.
Like playing this one over in the LCK, and BrokenBlade also making a look.
It was just the changes, the seasonal changes.
Flandre picking up the Titanic. I think this is why they felt comfortable putting the Shen into the Anivia.
It also doesn't, like I think the main detail as well is that you take control of a mid and then you can roam and control the map. Because honestly, the other roles just scale better. Top and ADC scales better, so mid lane can have a lot more impact in the early game.
You're just fine holding on.
Do you use mid lane to control the other lanes? How crazy is it that still the Simia Los Ratones played in LC? It doesn't feel like it for me.
Shanks going to just get dove on by Hans. He needs
Oh, I like it, Hans. I like it. I like it, Hans. I like it, Hans. Get it done, Hans. Alright, Hans, you got the Shen ult. That's a winner. Weird-Al Kapsovich gets a reset. Very well done from G2. Nice kick from SkewMond. They can kill Tarzan here. It's massive. Varus. Please. 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 Oh, nice E there from Hansi. Nice. Oh my days. AL is so lucky, bro.
Yeah, they are going to turn around and look to see whether they can take down the Jarvan as well, which they should be able to do. Flag goes down.
Tarzan has no mana for Q, bro.
There is the mystic shot, and man, this Ansama guy can't miss.
Oh shit, Shanks should die, bro.
Now he's in trouble.
Oh dear, Shockwave is going to connect though. SkewMond will be taken down by the Clockwork windup.
Okay.
Caps, he'll
Caps.
turn up. Kael
Caps,
moving
the
down.
charm doesn't land. Caps with the flash.
As well, and Caps is in a lot of trouble.
Oh!
The ult comes in, but the Orbideception
What a
doesn't
game!
land. And now Kael, he should be able to set this one up for
Bonk.
Shanks. Down he will go. And Caps
Holy.
immediately teleports to his demise.
Absolute chaos. A play that
Shanks
started
kind of
so well.
smurfed, and here's Labrov. He died, and he's back after the respawn.
Coming in.
And the bodyguard Kael is looking to try and save Shanks here. And I think he will be able to do so. Labrov not going to go too deep after what was an absolute mess of a fight before.
This was a play that I think G2 started off feeling really happy about it. Ansama just landing everything onto Shanks until Shanks has to flash the last Mystic shot. And
Wow.
then with that HP, they have to call in the channel, but it's cancelled by the Anivia again. So it's just a shield. Cap moves in to pick up the kill. Then it gets a bit chaotic because we end up getting
The fact that Tarzan lives here with 1 HP is such a... Sundered Sky just... What an item Sundered Sky is. Sundered Sky is ridiculous.
Yeah, Hope's able to turn this play around as well. It's a great dodge from Hansama, but Hope just kites back to the tower with the flash, ends up trading here. And I think at this point, G2 got a little bit greedy.
Yeah.
But this is still okay. This is still okay, right? They killed Tarzan.
Yeah, Sundered Sky, Death's Dance.
And they could have just left.
Yeah, if we cut the video
Such
here,
great
I
items.
think things are fine.
But a lot of things start to miss. The Fierce Sonic Wave misses. Then we end up seeing a Mystic shot there, not connecting. Then here...
The thing is, it's like, people, you guys are saying that this is a Clown Fiesta or whatever, but it's like, everyone's playing correct. They outnumbered bot, they found a good play angle after Orianna got chunked. Like, that's a timer you don't want to press
A
on.
whole bunch of the end ones.
something goes a little bit different in the calculation, and suddenly, like, G2 wins the game here, you know?
However, that last bit,
Like, Jarvan survived with 1 HP for so long, and Varus played that insanely well.
Comes down here from BrokenBlade. It's Tarzan looking to make this a 50-50. It is secured by SkewMond, though.
SkewMond gets the third Drake. He'll have the better entry into mid lane. Varus ult completely whiffs. G2 chasing.
Just gonna get out of here.
I think great move from G2. You're playing into a poke Varus. The best response, don't give him time to poke. Just start up the objective as quick as possible. AG.AL bring
G2's game state looks very nice.
But against the Lee Sin, he's so good at securing these.
Leona, Leona CC. Leona gets out. Orianna ult. SkewMond.
Survives for a pretty long time, and now trying to sink his fangs.
Labrov, Flandre misses the taunt. It's a crucial one. Another reset for Capsimus.
Kills. Tarzan taken out, but Labrov
Anivia is also farming bot, by the way. G2's fighting this 4v5 and they got 2 for 2. It's really big for G2. Big win for G2.
He's one being targeted. G2 trade evenly in terms of kills, and that's with BrokenBlade not even there. He's just pushing the side lane. So
yeah,
G2 feeling really good about that one.
payphoning.
Ends up being pretty favorable for them, and they're starting
Just
to
the right thing to do, bro.
edge in this game.
Looking very good, and 1,000 gold. Something like that is getting towards those numbers that we do want to see from G2 if they do want to remain a threat in this game as it goes forward. I feel like Stand United adds so much flexibility to how you play out the later stages of the game. The G2 do want to keep up the pace, keep up the chaos, make sure that this Shen is being tested at every single stage. This was the beginning of this fight.
Yeah, the big thing is you got the safeguard off to get away from the initial damage from Shanks, and then the kick puts Tarzan low.
After this tournament, MSI, who do you think is the overall better team? I think G2 has higher peaks, but Lion has a stronger floor.
A disengage from Caps and Hansama. They know they're fine with the Anivia pushing in the side lane. They don't have to commit anything more.
Well, Rift Herald has now spawned. Tarzan going to be able to grab some permanent vision here, or at least some irremovable vision, as the Rift Scuttler does go down. BrokenBlade back to his favorite place, and that is
Lion's floor is also bad.
SkewMond is going to be joining him though, so maybe I spoke a little too soon about the alone factor.
I judge these teams way more off of their MSI performance than EWC.
From Tarzan, you'd expect he is beelining over towards that Herald pit. As SkewMond just takes this moment, take down the...
Might sound crazy, but I think Made in Brazil actually played good. And they actually drafted good. I actually really like their gameplay. I thought they were legit as fuck. That was a better late game comp. I think it's rather even-ish. Maybe G2 with Anivia, a little bit better. Crazy, there's only 90 minutes in the game.
Does not have the flash, and it is a 5 versus 4. Not going to get the stun, and he's down to the end.
G2.
AG.AL just taking them one at a time.
These Varus are just flying. Will Caps fish? Hansi, Hansi. Hansi.
Absolute disrespect from G2, and AG.AL do not hesitate at all. They pick apart the European first seed and just get a handful of free kills, and it just felt so awesome. I think from G2, I think Hansama in particular on the Ezreal.
This G2 will be fit for...
It feels like
it'll be very fit for the Drake.
For G2, but they're constantly setting up these situations where they don't have the full team there. And then AG.AL are just saying, okay, we're going to challenge you. We're going to look to engage.
G2 can still win, guys. They can still win, no problem. It doesn't change the game state super much. Just the fact that Shanks has 10 stacks on Daxio and...
That is going to be very valuable.
Yeah.
There's 1 minute left to go, and this was the wrong time for AG.AL to get full control of this game. So we have a look at how they did it once again.
You know, Caps is top and he's recalling. He doesn't want to be there. So Labrov goes in, and then they flash out, and they still try and hold position. BrokenBlade is just doing his flash, and he's still standing there. Jarvan can cataclysm you. Don't even need to use to kill you. And then Hansama, Arcane shifts forward onto the Rain of Arrows, which is he's already slowed. It was just a very weird passage of play from G2. Mistake after mistake after mistake, and AG.AL zero hesitation in the punish.
Exactly right. Fighting without the Ahri definitely
Who's Al?
A little bit of an error, but
and where is he going?
Is with the rest of the team.
20 seconds.
This dragon.
A big fight coming up.
In that mid lane will be able to take control of the wave, at least for this.
I just have to take a look at the economy change here, guys. Tarzan got 2 items over that fight. Shanks 10 Dark Seal stacks. That's the big benefit of that previous fight that just happened. The SkewMond is still on 1 item.
Have a lot of vision here in this brush, as you can see. That was, yeah, probably too much, you could say. But they can really see it. I can confirm it. As True Shot Barrage is going to land onto Kael. He will not be too worried about it. AG.AL now moving forward as they understand that giving away this Drake will be a dangerous one.
Caps on the flank, but it's already warded.
He's spotted on this ward and does know it. That's the important part. Is Labrov now on a bit of a flank angle, but it's a little awkward when he is such a squishy Camille, and Hope has a bit of an idea to take him down.
Hope has not landed a single Varus ult.
As the Crystallize is going to
Besides the one in bot lane died.
Has to use the flag and drag to get himself in there, or just wait out the wall. Cataclysm.
All right, where's the Shen ultimate? Beautiful engage. SkewMond dashes out. That's the Drake. Labrov jumps onto Hope. Hans can't clear. Caps is zoned the entire time. Orianna ult whiffs. Little sombrero. Tarzini. Looking for some cancellations. Capsimus Decimus Meridius gets the majority of the wave. Charm him.
Now in a position where these team fights, they have the engaged tools, they have the comfort.
I think, guys, that Hans Hammer's playing too bad. It might sound extreme, but Hans Hammer has Flash, Cleanse, he has Dash. Like, you need to pressure the enemy on their entry. You can't play so far back. You need to use your tools. You can't be the one playing furthest back. You need to posture forward, Q, hit, play with your abilities, play with your flash, cleanse, the moves, you know? Because if you don't win the fight before the fight starts with Ezreal, then obviously Ezreal as the champion is going to just be weaker. You need to invite the enemy to engage on you, not invite the enemy to engage on your teammates.
By Tarzan, but as you said, I mean, the fight was kind of already over. Maybe that kick needs to be used a little bit earlier, but I feel like I'm getting a bit hindsighty. And this is now AG.AL moving the needle.
Isn't this game just over? Yeah.
At 24 minutes or something like that.
I don't think G2's got the facilities to win a game with Lee, Ezreal, and Camille. But let's see. That's a nice charm. Merc's doing a lot of heavy lifting here for Flandre. Fatty taunt. No shields. Flandre tries to fight back against Caps. Here comes the TP over Orianna. Everybody's collapsing. Caps has one more stack, and he has flash too. BrokenBlade has no flash. Does Tarzan use the Cataclysm on Anivia this time? No.
Now Caps moving himself out of the way. SkewMond down here as well, just trying to help them out, but there's not a whole lot to fight for right now.
Honestly, that felt pretty close to AG.AL being able to punish, but just able to disengage in time. I think if anything missed from the side of BrokenBlade and Caps, that could have been a pretty bad time for them. But obviously Ahri able to get that reset, able to get out of that sticky situation. A nice kill to pick up, doesn't drastically change the state of the game, but G2 still trying to be proactive and look for these picks where they can.
Yeah, Hope just quietly doing the most damage in this game so far. I feel like the Varus hasn't been the main character, but has been getting a lot of work done throughout this one, as True Shot Barrage will be eaten by the Edge of Night Shield, and 3 items now complete for Hope as the Mirror Mana immediately transforms, and he's now very, very deadly on this Varus if he wasn't enough already.
Yeah, you know, we saw Poke Varus just like permabanned. I mean, Varus in general permabanned in the early stage of the year, did get nerfed a good amount. I think it's more important now to be ahead of the curve, but he's got 3 items completed, and the damage he's putting out very relevant. Being able to poke out champions like Ezreal, who normally are the ones poking you, feels pretty good for AG.AL.
Oh yeah.
Bot lane wave
to help push this wave forward.
belongs to the streets.
Also just really gives you so much added safety against a composition like this where they're going to be fishing with Sonic Waves, fishing with Charms. There are so many of these sort of single spells that are trying to catch you off guard, and they will not be working onto the Varus. And so very comfortably able to sit in this mid lane and just farm it up, move towards a later stage that they're feeling comfortable with. Kael going to join him for the minute. The Baron is up and available, has been for just over 5 minutes, but neither team feels like they have a massive amount of Baron damage.
Yeah, I think for AG.AL, they're the team who have more of the control to set up for Baron.
Yeah, they have the tankiness. G2 has the damage, but they need kind of a bit of both.
They could make a business deal and do it together, but
yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
That's yeah.
Mundo here to broker it.
I mean, maybe they could figure it out in all chat, something like that. But it seems a little dangerous. As Tarzan moving on over, seeing whether he can steal away a blue buff. 50 seconds on the Dragon is going to be in the back of their minds as well. As BrokenBlade holding on to the mid wave. Caps is on the top side of the map, teleport in hand.
Yeah, without the Varus, I always liked into Ezreal, honestly.
One more time, or whether they have learned from that previous mistake. Wait for Caps to get over there and make something happen. Taunt is going to connect here onto the Ahri, though.
Flandre is just the best Shen in the world, the way he's taunting the G2 solo lanes on the towers. He forces Caps' ult, Anivia TPs to try to punish Flandre. Flandre, no flash, the charm lands. CC chain.
It is a good idea to chase down the Shen, but you can see AG.AL utilizing that
Goodbye.
time to take down this outer turret in the mid lane, and they will have the inside track towards the Drake.
Caps really did not want to commit the ult until he was certain
This TP lines up for Drake beautifully. Labrov, too early. Labrovador, why? Why?
Moving over though, and I think G2 pretty happy
Warum?
about the 4 that they have available to themselves.
But no ult on Caps is a big hit for the fight here.
I don't think we've seen a single Camille that just isn't like 1-8 at the end of the game.
So not gonna have it for this fight
Besides
whatsoever.
on.
SkewMond now just trying to burn down this Dragon where he can. Into the pit they go, and
Tarzini.
takes away the Dragon. But now the fight is on.
Oh, that's a G2 tragedy, bro. Your position was so good. You made the play. You made the play, G2. You got the play.
The little shield from the safeguard. They do take down Hansama in the meantime. The egg once more will be scrambled on the rift. And AG.AL, every team fight it feels over the last few minutes has belonged to them.
Absolute domination in these fights. 18-12 now on the score. 2,400 goal lead. And it feels like Tarzan just sees target, kills target. Despite the fact he's playing,
I don't know. I think JDG is about to mug G2.
You're going to struggle into as a Jarvan. He's just playing.
I don't know,
so
bro.
well.
Yeah, 15 out of 18 kill participation here for the Jarvan. Tarzan just kind of getting everything done this stage of the game, and AG.AL thinking that they'll use.
Wait, they don't even play, right?
About,
who does G2 play?
This Baron, with Hansama dead, BrokenBlade also down.
No, never mind. G2 play DK.
This should be something that AG.AL can lock down.
Yeah, they play DK. Oh, shit.
They should be able to keep their eye on SkewMond, though, as into the pit goes Labrov, and out he goes via the death chamber.
SkewMond, this is your moment. Your Lee Sin is goated if you carry this situation here. The taunt is delicious from Flandre. Flandre, what a hero, bro. He just blocked John Renault.
So 3 still alive with the Baron. I mean, that's almost close to even.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately AG.AL, I think the control to secure the Baron was good, but they end up losing 2 members for it. They're going to lose a lot of time with the Baron as a result as well. So G2 getting a bit of an answer back there, and we'll have to see what AG.AL can do with that Baron buff with just a few members. This is that initial fight though. I think just Caps is unable to really participate in this fight without the ultimate. And without the Ahri as being such a pivotal piece of your team, you're not getting those resets, you don't have that threat onto some of these switchier members. Caps is kind of just playing in a similar way to Hansama is on the front.
Labrov quietly having a good game, yeah. Classic meme at this point.
Yeah, and as soon as Flandre respawns, he is on top of Tarzan, making sure that Hansama has absolutely no way of dealing with him. And here is the Baron fight as well. As we're checking out live, it is going to be G2 taking that bottom in a turret.
Yeah, we see Labrov go in very early to try and set up some of this damage, and they do nearly kill Tarzan on the back of it. Flandre then goes for this taunt to secure the Baron by denying SkewMond. But with the taunt flash coming in, he has no way of getting out again. We are back to live though. Hang on,
okay, wait.
Yeah, G2's
what a base race. G2 macro get diffing them.
They have their AD carry in mid.
Hello?
Present here. Yeah. Wave clear.
Orianna?
Hang on a second. Now the Nexus turrets are under fire.
Orianna, what are we doing?
Come home, buddy. He is going to be
Alright,
able to do so,
Nexus gone.
Just, he's made friends with these siege minions.
AL, they're trusting the wave clear. Can they get some cancellations here? Nope. Orianna gets to go home.
But with this bottom inhibitor down,
Thing is, I don't know if it's Shanks related, guys. It was in replay the entire time. I don't know how AL lost position so much.
Remember, they have the stand united, so if Kael reaches someone, everyone will be there instantaneously. There's a TP on Caps though, so if they need him to come back, he can. The pings are coming out.
AL looking for the punish.
Yep, Kael is going to land on a BrokenBlade.
That's a stun on Tarzini.
Tarzan. There is that Stand United.
Varus ult whiffs completely again. Hansama. Orianna ult. Kael delivers it. It looks like game, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like game.
Both carries eliminated immediately. And G2, I mean, it was a
GG, double TP top.
just lost the game.
I think from this
Nash for
position,
20 more
with
seconds only.
Anivia alive, the Baron buff as well. They can look to end this. 20 seconds to the Baron buff.
Oh,
Rob is back up and available, but it's 5 members of AG.AL. Will they try and push for the end? They're looking for the BrokenBlade.
Yep,
This was incredibly winnable for G2. Incredibly winnable. But as I said in Champions Select, I do think that SkewMond, Labrov, Hansama on these champs, like I know Hansama plays a lot of Ezreal, but he's not gonna carry the game. And he has to.